Hi, it's David here, Future Trader. I want to give you a little bit more information on your NQ. Thank you to my newest subscriber and my newest followers. Thank you guys for coming on board. Thank you for the like, Rise Move KJU, and I appreciate the likes that you all are giving. Let me Umar Cool, Z Cool, and Rhino 5600. Thank you so much for all the support. I shot the NQ video. It was this one here, and then, of course, I shot it here, and no one even, oh, this one here, no one even takes the time to like the information here on YouTube. It's really daunting to try to get any support on this channel here. But I do, again, appreciate you guys following. But sometimes you need to hit the like button so we can get the information out a bit further to those that really need it. All right. So if you're not finding it of any use, again, that's fine. But try to support the information so someone else that can again, get a little bit of help that they would need to get their trading to work. Try to go ahead and do that for them. That's what it's all about, trying to help someone else. All right. So this information today, we're going to just go ahead and cover that NQ one more time, and then here I'm going to put this video in this section here. So it's going to be a little longer than 10 minutes, just a little bit, not too long, but definitely longer than 10 minutes. And so those that's on TikTok, if you want to view it, you're more than welcome to come over and click that link. All right. Now, hopefully this will be of some use, and maybe you guys will like it this time on YouTube. So there's the information that I said in that video. Hopefully we can put the three higher into this area, and then there's your trend distance that should put them through that high. And I was pointing directly into this area right here. I tried to project you your trend off that bottom. I tried to give you that, and then there's your trend distance. Now notice I put a question mark beside each one at this point. Now here's the center of your trend. We're going to take a look at that information because this is the center of your trend from the move down. All right. And they ran into that static level, kind of poked their head right outside of it, and then kind of rolled over. Now, when it came to them coming off this bottom, again, you would go from 850 down to 750 and 950 down to 850 for zone one, zone two. The low of this bar was 751. And again, the stop would have to be at 750. All right, well, 750, maybe one tick outside of it. Now here, they're kind of doing the same information. If you flip this zone upside down, it will go 250 to 150. So let's do that really quickly here and see, can we get them to come out of this area? Let's see, can we do that? I'm gonna do this all in front of you. Now, once they go through the zone, you flip it. All right, so we will go 250 down to 150. All right. And then we will go 150. Now let's just slide this down to 050. So let's just do this really quickly here and see, can we get this to hold up as a trend? All right. So that's the main thing that we're looking for. I believe they can do it. It's just they're leaning over. And hopefully they'll do it. I'll just say it like that. Hopefully they'll do it. So let's go 050 here. And this is how you would zone it out. All right. And it should line up to some of the information I've already released. Again, I'm pretty consistent when it comes to what I think the market will do. And hopefully you've been keeping up with the alerts, and you'll see that when I give you information, it tends to play out. So they went outside the zone, so they really owed you to get up here. Now let's get this high just to make sure. All right, so 61. So yeah, they supposed to stop at 650, and they went outside of it. All right, so they did. Now, in the likelihood that they do get back above that, let's flip this as well. So let's bring this down, and we will go here. All right, just in case they can get back above it, you will want to start seeing them use this for support. So that will go 550 to 450. All right, so we would, oh, let me change this color. All right, so if not, they're going to dig right back into that area possibly and then fall again. But we don't want that. So let's just do it this way, just in the likelihood that this can hold up. I believe it has potential. So when it gets above here, we want to see them use this for support and then go ahead and climb. All right, now this is what we got here on the daily. Now, I think they can possibly get it done. I think so. Let's see what the 1 minute is doing and what we've been looking at today, because I know the market been really swinging, and you guys may need a little bit of help with that back and forth. And so, of course, I have given you the trend distance. And if you're new to the channel, let me put that in front of you. If you're new to the channel, let me go over this. If you're new to the channel, the goal is to give you some information that's condensed and digestible. Okay, we don't want to sensationalized trading. I don't want to sit up here for 20 minutes and talk about myself and give you 2 minutes of information that you can possibly use. I'm not going to give you a bunch of I guess, rhetoric that's outside of plain language. I want you to be able to explain what it is that you're, trying to do as an endeavor, as a job. So must watch list here has a variety of information that I've covered on this channel. You're more than welcome to take a look. And then, of course, I tried to put it together for you. Some in real time, some isn't. And then, of course, this is the universal approach to the trend as well as their price action method. And that's all in real time. The trading guide offers you just a little bit more information here. You're more than welcome to take a look at this content here. The primary focus of this information here is to give you the turning points in 18 minutes. You don't have to use all three. The chart scale is a universal approach. No matter what you're trading, that will work on any market, any time frame. Here's the trend. I use nothing but price to gauge what a trend is, as well as that price action method. So if you take any winning trade, I can assure you this price action method, as well as this information here, and definitely that chart scale will be all a part of it. I'm just trying to make you aware of it. And it's really simple. Live trades, I've done them all. Business count, prop counts, PA counts. I've even done 1,000 ticks in one trade there. You're more than welcome to take a look at that information. If you ever blown out an account, I can assure you that blowing out your account is necessary, a live one, several times, and it still would make sense to me. And I try to tell you logically how you can stay in a trend and how to know with confidence that you need to be in it. And we're going to cover some of that. Here's some aspects of trading that you can familiarize yourself with that information. And down here is what I do off screen. Knowing days and hours in advance where price should close would change how you trade. All right. Now, and that stuff down there is done in like a succession of blocks. So kind of give you a before and after effect if you want to familiarize yourself with any of that information. So the market's been swinging. So what we're going to do, we're going to take a look at these ranges. Let's do that really quickly and kind of pick apart these trends. And then we're going to go into that real time and peek at that for about 10, 15 minutes. And then I'll let you go. So here's the trend with that overnight range. All right. And you can grab that information there. The center of the trend, I tried to put that there for you because sometimes they can go straight off of the trend bar. Once they complete that trend, and that's 7. So you go 1, and they all have to be higher. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and there's your 7th bar. Sometimes they can go right off of the 7th. If not, that center of that trend, they can lean back and they can hit it and then go. So then you get up here outside the range. And usually when you're above the center of the range, you're bullish, and when you're beneath it, you're bearish. And sometimes they offer you a mixture of both. And you're probably getting a little bit of that this week. So that's why I'm going to do this. All right, so you got 7 down. We just went over that. Here's the center of your trend. There's the trend distance. They'll make it even a couple times. They'll make it a couple times for you. Now here's the trend again after blowing that high, because then they put you back in that uptrend. Here's the trend again, and then there's the trend distance. All right, now here's the trend back up off the center of the range. All right, now if you have your chart in front of you and you don't have this other information with the ranges and stuff, you can use the center of your scale. And so what you would do is you would look at the center of your scale. All right, and I'm the pioneer professional of this method. You've never seen no one do it but me. All right, now it may become a little bit more popular now that it's released. I've already had people try to copy me with this information, but the center of the scale here, the upper part of the scale, you want to fixate your eyes directly on that location, although the chart scale moves. All right, so it slides up and down, of course, but it's that location that's key. And I go over that and how to put it together like a professional, and you can see it done in real time. And of course, the lower part of the scale, you just visually put your eye at that point and know that if they pull up, they should turn right in that area. All right, so that's how that works. So you have the trend back up, and then here's your trend distance. They turned around, came back to the range, didn't want to sit at the mid here. They rejected the mid of your trend up here. Okay, so I don't use any funny language, discount premiums. I don't do any of that stuff. All right, now that is something that you want to do, that you're more than welcome to do so. But this is the center of that trend. All right, so tug of war is all it is between buyers and sellers. All right, now they came back down, fell through that trend mid, and they continued down and made the trend distance. All right. And then they gave you a small trend here and couldn't hold that center. Came back with a trend back down. Remember, we're beneath the center of the scale as well as the that center of that range. All right. So we were beneath both. All right. We were beneath both and gave you a trend back down. So here's your center of your downtrend. It's no discount premium way up here. It's none of that stuff. All right. It's right here. All right. Now, they moved down and they gave you that trend distance. All right. And then they got down here and they made a trend. and here's your trend distance. All right, now I'm gonna just let you kind of just see all of this, and then we're gonna go into that real time. All right, now you can take in all this information. Now, some of that information from the overnight range, I just projected it forward for you. Now, when the volatility change come at 9:30, you can see that the distance is a bit broader. And so when it gets broad like that, now you would measure what it's doing from the 9:30. All right. So, and that'll give you an idea. Now, from above, we got almost there. You know, that's not a failed distance. This is okay because they didn't even make it halfway there. So that's a failure. And so we got up there, and then of course they turned it around. And here's the trend coming back down with the trend distance back to the overnight center of the range, popped up, rotated back into that the upper part of the scale here. Okay, let's slide this back over. Upper part of the scale. Okay, they're back up there. Okay, now the upper part of the scale is roughly right here. Now the center of your trend is here. Okay, and then, of course, they rotated off of that. And this is what we're doing currently. Now, you can take a look at all this information, pause the video, go back and take a look at all that information. Now, I'm going to try to just give you a view as to what we're doing. Now, this is that center off of that bottom, all right, here from the 9:30. Remember this trend over here. We set a trend. We set a trend here. Then the volatility expansion. All right. So I just projected that forward, kind of like that overnight range line there. So let's see what they're doing now. Clearly, we don't have a trend up. All right. And I'm only going to do this for about 10 more minutes and then I'll, let you go. So here's one. There's two. We need at least five more above here. All right. Now, when you're viewing this information, again, you want to make sure that you put it all together collectively. All right. So we're still beneath the center of the chart. We need at least, I don't know, four more bars after this one. Should they be able to put this one up? We're going to need four more. Now, let's think about the daily while this is happening. Let me just slide this in frame. All right. Now, what we want to do is see them kind of just hold this area here. All right. Now, the daily, again, now the same thing happens on the daily with the scale. All right. This is the mid of the scale. This is the upper part of the scale. All right. So they can just rotate back into it and still be potentially in the center of that trend. Okay, now we're estimating that this should happen. We're trying to get in front of it. All right, to take out this high here. They could still hit the center of this upper part of the scale and rotate back out and then give you that trend distance. Now let's take a look at what they're doing side by side. So they're right at the top of the zone. Now, I didn't put the zone here, but it's at like 250. All right, 250 down to 150. All right, so let's make sure that they could stay up. Now, I don't like what they're doing here because they're giving you the no close effect. Now we'll talk about that because it's about that too. It's not just about the trend; it's about the price action pattern that I released. When you get a bar, okay. Now, if you're going bullish, it would be this way. All right, and we'll do it in real time so you can see how that works. If that mid of that bar, okay, is above the high or the high is below the mid, however you understand it, long as they're not touching, that's the up. If you're going down, okay, you would view it in this regard here. Okay, so you would get the bar's mid, okay, below the low, or the low, let's just move this up just a hair, above the high, get the low above the high, okay? I mean, above the mid, you get the mid below the low and the low above the mid. That's the down. Now, what happens is this with the bar coloring. The bar will color this bar green, and there's a level that will pop up. I coded the indicator to do it. It's really simple. All right. Now, and the other piece is that you'll get a no close text under this. So NC, just indicative of no close. That's all you'll see under that bar. Okay. And that is what will pop up right here. And so in the best case scenario, and the best one is that they won't, let me get this back forward. The best case scenario is that they won't close back beneath that bar. And if that's the case, it'll go up. And it can close and still go up. It can, but it's just best and ideal that they don't. So if they don't close back above here, that's to go down, hard stop right behind this bar, hard stop right behind this bar with the level and the color. All right, hard stop there. Do you have to wait till the bar close? Absolutely not. All right. So the bar marker here, the black line that's on the bar, okay, the black line that's on the bar here, all it would need to do is fall beneath this low. And then you would go hard stop here. This becomes the no close, but clearly they're climbing in the wrong direction. So we just don't want them to close back above this bar would be really ideal. And then of course the hard stop is here. Now, I told you they're still down, even though they was pushing up here. Someone is still trying to buy this, but you got to look at it for what it's doing. Now, there's a trend here. I just didn't mark it. All right, there's a trend here though. Now, is that black line beneath this? No, not yet. Up there you go. Now it's there. It just took off. It just took off. But and again, you can take it while it's moving. You don't have to wait until the bar close. Hard stop will be there. You just don't want to see them close back above this level. That's all it is. Now, they were in the lower part of the scale, and they still are. Before that bar did that, this is the lower part of the scale. And again, the range fell right into that lower region of the scale. And then here's the center. But before doing that, the top of this bar was right into this area, the lower part. It was the top of it. Let's just scroll this back just a hair, just to give you an idea before they actually push down. See, the top of the bar was actually, right, roughly right here, right in this area here. That's the lower half of that scale. No Fibonacci tools needed, no none of that stuff. Okay, and again, we're not using any kind of fancy language. We're just looking at the chart for a very simple approach. All right, now they're at the bottom of the overnight range, and that's the gray one. Now we have a blue one, and that's this morning's range. All right, we have a blue one here, and of course they're still above that. And there's the center, and there's the lower part of that. All right, now let's see if they can get down there again. You don't want to see them close above here or this bar here. Now when we see the size on this, they close right at it. Let's see if this one will close above it. And again, there's the break, and if you know anything about trading, you know that they need to put them two closes right under this low. That's something I go over in some of the other information. All right. So if they can get two closes or two closes beneath your bars, so they did two closes beneath this bar here. Hopefully they can, turn around and get right back down there. Hopefully. Now let's see if they can get that done. All right. Now I projected that center of that trend off the open. Okay. That's all it is. That's that trend in there. And I projected it forward. All right. And that's all I did. So let's see if they can go ahead and break back down and get beneath that, or are they going to, essentially try to lift this back up, possibly to get to the top of this range again. All right. Let's see if they'll do that. But again, these are no close bars. They're going to close above this one at this point. There's the bar timer here. Got about 6 seconds left. They should close above this one. Now, there's the mid above this bar's high, no close back beneath here. There's your hard stop. But keep in mind, they didn't close above this level here. They pulled into it, but there's no close above that. All right. So let's see what they can do. Let's see if they can actually get past it, knock this out, see if they want to get above this range and give you back your uptrend. But as of right now, location is all about location. It's really simple. You don't need a lot of indicators. You can use them. You can use whatever tools you would like to use, but the prices that's really important would really depend on, of course, your trend, and of course the bar patterns themselves. It's really simple places that the market will test. It's really simple. It's not complicated at all. All right. Now, let's see if they can get above here. This is a no close level. Let's see if they can do it. And if they can close above here, they may be able to take this out. If not, again, this is where you would, potentially enter from here, from this price here, with a stop outside of there. And that would be your risk. And you would aim back down through that bottom. Let's see what happens. All right. Let's see. Now, keep in mind, you're getting it from below too. So, and again, entry would be from here down to, of course, having that stop there. So that would be your risk. All right. Right in this area here. Anywhere beneath this price on the low of this bar and down here is how you would, take that trade. All right. Now, that's up to you which price level you get in on. Totally up to you. I'm not here for that. Just want to just give you some information that's simple and something plain, in plain language that you can understand. All right, let's see what they can do. And again, about 10 more minutes. We'll see if they can get through here, and then that'll be the conclusion of the video. All right, so let's see. Now that again, that price pattern is on every winning trade. If it's going to be a winner, I guarantee you it's a part of it. So now there's clearly some other, things that you could stand to know about price, and trust me, it is. But for the most part, right out the box, if you're new to trading, you have no idea of how to go about it. Uh, Definitely, definitely know what a trend is. That you got to start there. Know what a trend is, and it's not, predicated upon some moving average. It's not predicated upon trend lines. None of that stuff. All right. That's just adding more information to information that you're having a hard time understanding. So I don't expect to understand it better once you add something on top of it. Try to understand it from this perspective where you're looking at this information exclusively. And then from there, you'll have a better chance at understanding what it is that you'll add to it. All right. Simple stuff. All right. It's really simple. All right. Now, they stall for about a couple candles here, 3 candles, and now let's see if they can get it done here. And if they trigger the stop, that's fine. Let's just take a look at where they're possibly going. Now, again, you can have the range, or you can just use the chart scale. All of it is relative. You can pick apart whichever one you want. If you want to do statics, you can do that as well. Now, the smaller time frame statics will not be according to the daily. So the daily we're doing 250. All right. So in the smaller time frame, you would change that a bit. You would go 95 up to oh 05. Right, so you would go oh 05. Oh 05 is up here. You would do this. I'll throw this in here. Didn't want to cover this, but let's throw it in here. Again, I tried to give you this information on the video of how to put it all together like a professional. All right. So, but let's do it so you'll have an idea. You'll go 95, and here's the oh 05. All right. So let's see if they can stay inside this zone. All right. Now that's them approaching it. All right. Now from below, when they came down here to 75, they blew that 75. So that would not be the buy. So you would go 85 for the sell side up to 95. All right. So you would do it this way. I got to make that 95 just a little bit darker so we can differentiate the zones there. So this will be your 85 to 95 zone. So let's make sure that that says that. And I'll give you a couple more above while this is moving. But again, keep an eye on that mid while I do this. All right, just keep an eye on that mid. If it falls below the bar, maybe they're trying to move it back down. Maybe. And again, the no close is the NC. All right, so if the mid falls below the low of the bar, is almost there. Let's see if it'll fall all the way below. That's a potential entry to get back down. All right. All right, so yeah, so if you're doing statics on the lower time frame, you just take the 0 off and just go with 95. All right, just go with 95 to oh 05 and 85 up to 95. All right, so the mid is looking like it's going to make it. We got about 13 seconds left. If that's a trade, then the hard stop would be there. No close back above here. And again, you would take the short for the move back down using that static level with the I didn't make it this even with it. Close though. It's close. It can possibly still work. Let's see if it'll still work. The location makes sense, just slightly above the center of this range. The static is there. You're still beneath the lower half of the chart. It could still work. Let's see. Let's see. Now we got this no close level here. Let's see if they'll respond by closing beneath it and not respond by not wanting to and coming back up. We'll see. But in the meantime, I'll put some more statics up here while you're looking at that. Now, if that mid can fall below the low of that red bar, that's a move down. All right. So now let me add a couple of these up here just in case they turn around and come back up. All right. So we'll do this. Now, if we're trying to be on the buy side, all right, we're going to talk about that too. If we're trying to be on the buy side, you will flip these zones. All right, you will absolutely flip them and go the other way with it. All right, so it would be 85 down to 75, but they already went outside of 75, so you're really owed the next static level. You really owed it. Now, let's see if they plan to go up. They didn't close beneath here. Yeah, see, once they go outside of it, it's not really optimal to, anticipate that it'll reverse. Now it can. It's not to say that it can. It can. You just kind of want to, if you're wanting to see if it'll hold, you don't want them to violate it. That's all it is. If you want to see them hold it, you don't want to see them go outside. All right. So it's 25 up to 35 if you're doing the intraday levels. All right. So you want to see them hold the level if they plan to stay. Now, if the mid's falling below, there's the mid falling below. That's the short with the stop behind that bar. All right. Let's see if they're going to leave that mid below there. Let's see. 25 to 35. Okay. All right. Now I'm only going to put a couple because I'm not going to stay up here this long for them to get all the way up here. I'm not doing that. So there's the no close. Here's the hard stop. Now this one was close. That was close. The mid was right at that low. Hard stop there. Mid was right at that low. So this could have worked. It's just I'm real specific about what I tell the indicator to do. All right. So that could have possibly worked out for you. Now, the mid of all reversals are important. I've said this in several videos, and there are several ways to take reversals. This is just, again, something that you would look for. This is one requirement. All right. So the mid and the open of the second bar is another thing you can look for. And that's just two, but it's several things that you would need in order to get a market to turn. This is just a couple of them. All right. But this is all about the trend and the no touch method. Okay. This is no touch, no close method. This is all about that. So, let's see if they'll hold this mid of this supposed reversal. It's like a big spinning top, and it's not even an engulfing at this point. But let's just see. Let's just see if it'll hold it. Let's just see. No matter what the pattern is, it's reversing. It's trying to. So let's see if they'll hold it. Let's just see if they'll hold that and try to go back up. Now, if we count the bars, we only have one, two, three. So we only had three. That's not an uptrend yet. And again, all things considered, you're still in the lower half of the chart. You're at the mid of the overnight range. And so there's the static level. You move right back into that 95. And so the stop would be outside of '05 for the move back down. So it's how you want to go about trading it. Now, if they're going to go up, the buy side would look like this. And I'm going to just draw a smaller box to give you an idea. All right. So the buy side would look like this. We would go 85 down to 75. Because remember, if the daily wants to go up, this is what we'll want to see them stay up from here. We wouldn't want them to keep falling. All right. So that's not what they're doing. So it's not okay to kind of and it's just me giving my opinion of it. Don't try to do top down analysis and get your stop constantly ran over because you're anticipating that something is going to happen that's not proven itself to do so. So it's best to just kind of stay with what they're doing right now. Just stay with them because the daily and this time frame, two different time frames, two different timing methods that you would need in order to get that to work. So they can bleed this down, and as long as they don't break that attempt of an uptrend on the daily, they can still turn around and go back up at some point. So just try to go with what it is that they're suggesting. Okay, here's the no close level here. They ran up to it, not closing above it. Now we're going to get that static to play from this side of the fence. We don't want them to go past that 75. Now let me make sure I got that price exact. Okay, 85 to 75. So that would be the hard stop. All right, that 75 would be the hard stop for the move back up. All right, so now let's do an estimation of a trend if it was to become an uptrend. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 would be about right here. So that means the mid of the center of your uptrend would probably be right in this area right here, just giving it an estimation. And so if they're struggling to get above that center of that potential uptrend that you have, then there's a chance that they'll just keep dropping. All right. So you try to get a visual as to what that would look like. All right. Just try to get an idea, and they're still beneath at least this. And I'm estimating that if they did rally from here without breaking this bottom, they would need to put four more above here. All right, and so that four closes above there would probably land them somewhere near this top of this range, and so the mid of that would be roughly right in this area somewhere. But let's see if they can get that done, and then if they fall through here, and again make it down here, we're going to conclude the video, and I will be adding that to that universal trend as well as that price action method. And this will be slash like an alert too. All right. So we're still waiting for that daily to turn around. I really want to see if they can hold that daily, because if they don't, and I'll bring this back and screen for you. If they don't, well, they're going to do this again. All right. Well, let me hold on. They're going to do this again. All right. I'll just use this for right now. They'll do that again, and that'll put them right back here. Okay, and that's back through the back of that. That's right back through the back of that turn. And we don't want them back here if they're going to stay up. Clearly, so We want to see if they'll go ahead and just kind of use these static zones here. Okay. That would be combined with, potentially the uptrend. All right. And that'll be combined with that. But I did say in that last video, hopefully we can get three higher right into this area, and, here, and it didn't happen. They got here and we didn't get these seven in total. We got one, two, three, four, five, six. Oh, we actually have it. I didn't notice that. All right, so we actually have it. One, two, three, four, five, six. Oh, so yes, we got it. We got it. I did not count that correctly. Okay, so we do have our trend. And let's see, can we get our trend distance? My apologies about that. I thought we didn't have that last one. I'm glad I recounted that. I'm glad I caught that. All right, so yeah, we actually did it. So this is ideal for them to want to hold this zone on the daily. This is ideal. So hopefully they can do it. All right. So there's the center of the trend. This will be a potential pullback. All right. So this will be a potential pullback, potentially, if they can just stay, roughly at the center of that trend there. This will be a potential pullback, and this still will lead them through the top. So I projected that uptrend spot on. It actually came in right where it needed to. That's interesting. All right, so I was hoping they'll do the three because when I shot the video the last time, price was right here. We hadn't broke this high yet when I shot the video, and that was on the 29th. And I said that hopefully we can get the three right into this area up here when that red box was there. All right, so there's the three closes, and that's good. I did not count that right. That is very shocking to me that I didn't get that right. But there it goes. It's there. So now hopefully, and I said in that video, hopefully we can get up to that 18.5. All right, so that 18.5, they're going to do a lot of cycling before they get there, but hopefully that's where they're going. And let's see if they can hold this. Let's see. But again, don't do top down because if this is down trending, they can keep kind of running your stops, kind of doing the up and down to you, and then eventually it would turn. So your timing has to be a little bit different from this time frame to this one, and a lot of people have trouble with that, where they'll look above them and just anticipate and don't give any regard to the risk. All right, so you don't want to do that. So if you're looking at a higher time frame, just try to factor in how much time that could take, which inevitably is drawdown for you. So you want to kind of keep that in mind. And so reading what they're doing right now, they never got that close above here. They blew through the demand zone here. So this won't work. All right. So we're gonna get rid of that. That's not going to work. There's that no close. You can see the manipulation on it. They jumped up above it. Wouldn't have hit that stop. Okay, they wouldn't have hit that stop. They didn't close above that level. And now they're back into the midpoint of that trend off the open. All right. Now again, this price pattern, wherever you see the colored bars and the NC, that's a stop and a no close level. And you can kind of again pause the video, go back and rewind it, and you'll see that all of it is relative. So if you're getting price to move up and down the board, there's several price patterns here. You can see it. There's several green and red bars. You could potentially again get in these trades and just get some of the move. You don't have to be there for the whole distance. Just some of the move. All right. It's not required that you stay. It's I encourage you to do that because if they go to trend, typically they'll go to trend distance and they'll offer you that distance. That's the paycheck. All right. So but if you can't stomach the cyclical back and forth, definitely try to take out one or two bars. Try to do that, and you should be just fine because there's several opportunities. Again, you can go back and pause the video, and you'll see just that. All right, so now let's see if we can at least get to the top of this range, and I will let you go. All right, so let's see. Let's see if they can do it. The mid, let's see if that mid, yeah, the mid is falling below. It's right there at it. This can be another potential entry with a hard stop there and a no close back above here. It's right at it. It's like, come on, another two ticks and it should fall right there. You go, another two ticks. It fell below it. Hard stop would be here. And again, this is a way of going about it if you want to trail it. So if you're in it and you're holding it and you don't want to give back your gains, which I encourage you not to do that, you would potentially come up here and put your stop here. Now, can they rotate back up and hit it? Yeah, they could, but it doesn't change. You got 20 seconds on the clock. It doesn't change the fact that mid is below that low. So that setup should be there in the next 10 seconds. saying that this should be a hard stop, all right, and a no close back above here. Okay, so yeah, they could before the bar finish jump right back up, but again, it's all about them getting. See, there it goes. The mid is below the low. There's the hard stop. Here's the no close level. Let's see if they can continue down. And it's about just taking out what you need. Now, do you need the trend distance every time? No, but sometimes they just run straight on, and so you could potentially get that trend distance sometimes. So you may not have to exit. All right, but if they don't give it to you right away, typically they'll lean back halfway of the trend, okay, and then they'll go. All right, there we go. So, yep, hard stop would be there, and you would just hold it to this potential target here, and then exit there. All right. So I wish you all the best with your trading. Take care.